let's just set these babies up for all the success in the future as possible. And I hope What's up, you guys? Some of you may know me, most of you may not. My name is Kim, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I hope you hit that subscribe button to join my family, to join the tribe, to be a part of this lovely community that I'm trying to make here on YouTube. And if you're returning, thank you very much. I don't know why I'm always nervous every time I cut this camera on, but it takes me like 3 or 4 times to record the beginning of this. But we gonna get there. Okay, so as you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking about speech delays. And I am hoping from this video that I can encourage any other moms, parents, guardians, anybody who's taking care of a child to please reach out and get help for your child if you notice any signs that they could be speech delayed or any other, disability or delay that you may think that they have. There is a lot of stigma around it, especially in the Black community. So please don't be one of those people. Don't let ego get in the way of you actually getting help for your child, because this is something that could definitely affect them in school. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on how we figured out that our daughter was speech delayed, the steps that we took, and hopefully it's helpful. So it started when she was around 2 years old. She was about to be 2. We were getting ready to PCS from Hawaii. We moved out of our house mid-February, and we were in a hotel for about 2 weeks. And for those of you who don't know what PCSing is, it's a military term. Permanent change of station. It just means we were moving from one duty station to another. So we had to stay in a hotel for a few weeks, and then we were on leave for about a month, which is just paid time off in civilian terms. It just, vacation. So that happened for a month. In between that month, we were basically couch surfing because we did not have a new house at the new place that we were at, and we were visiting family. So we were back and forth between my family and my husband's family, allowing her to see her cousins, her grandparents and stuff, because we lived in Hawaii for 3 years, and had only been home once. So this was really a time for her to be able to catch up with everybody and us. We had me. I introduced sign language to her around 6 months. So she knew how to sign things such as more, eat, just simple little baby signs like that to kind of help better communicate. By the time we got ready to leave Hawaii and we finally made it to our new duty station, we ended up being in a hotel for about another month. So at this point, it's about 2 months of no actual real home, like one place for her. And I started to notice that she would not sign anymore. She would begin to cry and point for certain things that she wanted. And she knew words such as like cup or drink, but she wouldn't say them. We had no idea why, but we weren't really concerned as well because we knew what she wanted. Like, she's our child. So we kind of know when it's time for you to eat or drink. So she really didn't have to overly communicate with us for us to know. So I noticed it once we moved into our home. It continued. Like, she wouldn't sign, she wouldn't do little things, and I brought it to my husband's attention, and he's like, no, I think it's okay, you know, she's only 2. And I'm like, okay, she's only 2. But then I do remember I brought it up to my mom, and typical, you know, we all hear this growing up, you know, that baby will talk when that baby want to talk, you know, that baby just don't feel like talking. And I'm just like, you know what, that's right, because mind you, she was saying words before, she was signing before, so I just pushed it into the back of my head, even though here and there I would think about it. So time goes on, she's like 2.5 at this point, and her dad brings it back up to me, and he's like, you know, she don't really say much like how she used to, you know, she's not signing, the whining and the pointing is getting to be more frequent than what it used to be. And at this point I'm like, she only 2.5, she'll talk when she want to talk. She'll talk when she want to talk. So I had went from like worrying and stressing to like, okay, this is just what it's gonna be. She's only 2, she's only 2, she's only 2. And I kept telling myself that. And then I'm like, okay, it's time to potty train. But I realized I could not start potty training her because I could not communicate with her. And then I think that raised a bigger alarm to me. And by this time, she was coming up on 3. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? We got to see the pediatrician. We got to see the pediatrician. She's almost 3. She's, you know, saying words, but they're not always recognizable to other people, but we're around her, so we know exactly what she's saying when she say it. All parents are like that, you know. Your baby is like, and you're like, my baby said they wanted a cheese sandwich. Like, that's just a thing. I don't know why. During this time, even though I knew I needed to get her help, I still battled with these feelings of, you know, if she goes to school and she has to be in a special education class due to her delay, people are going to talk about her. People are going to bully her. What is that going to say? You know, like, how does that reflect? Being afraid of being judged by other parents because my baby isn't reading or talking as quick as theirs, making it seem as if I am a bad mother, a bad parent, and, you know, not wanting her to be bullied or her to be outcast by teachers because they don't understand. And these are things that all wrestled in my mind when I thought about it. And I had to take a step back, and I had to take me out of it. And I really, really had to focus on the fact that this is not about me, it is about her. And if I could find the tools, if I could find the resources, if I could find activities around the house that I could do that could actually, you know, encourage her speech and help with her development before she got to school, then, you know, maybe I could make a difference for her. But I also still do think about how is, you know, kids going to treat her at school even if all the efforts I'm putting in don't work and she still needs special education. We've all been kids before. We know how kids act when you see kids in a special education class. They get talked about. And that's one less thing I really wanted her to have to worry about. But also knowing that being in that class, it's helping you. You're progressing, you know. If this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. But, you know, I wrestled with those feelings. I sat with them. I dealt with them. I cried about it. And then I buckled down and I'm like, I got to get the help I need for my baby. So from there, we talked to a pediatrician. Shout out to her, okay? She has a black pediatrician. Love this lady. And she took our concerns to heart. And she's like, you know what? Here's a referral. And we went through a early intervention. So they called us because we did not live on base. We didn't have to go through the military early intervention. We went through the state's early intervention. And from there, they came in, set an appointment to do an actual evaluation, just in home, talking to her, trying to figure out, different things. And my daughter has this thing where she likes to play being a dinosaur. And so as the lady is talking to her and she asking her certain questions, things that we know that she can respond to, she does like a dinosaur roar while she's doing it. And in my mind, I'm just like, these people are going to think something is seriously wrong with her, and they are probably going to misdiagnose her because she is playing right now. Like this, you don't usually talk like this. But by the time it was over with and we got everything back, there was a speech delay, which we knew, but they also saw that she had a slight developmental delay as well. So from there, we ended up putting her in speech therapy. So she would go once a week for 30 minutes. We ended up doing developmental therapy as well. That was once a week for about 45 minutes to an hour. And we did this every single week, Thursday and Friday, religiously. And it got to the point where I was just tired of going to appointments, but I'm like, I know she needs it. And now she is almost 4. Mind you, this is a year's worth of therapy. And she's about to test out of her speech class because we took the time to actually get the help that we needed. With that being said, you may hear, just like I heard, that baby's gonna talk when they want to talk. Don't worry about it. All kids develop differently. These are just common things that you will hear from other parents in general, from your parents, from old people, there are even some doctors who will probably tell you the same thing. Like kids develop differently. But I will tell you, as a parent, you genuinely and truly know when something is wrong with your child. You do. And if it's something that you have to keep questioning, something that you have to keep worrying about in the back of your head, get help. The worst thing they could tell you is yes and confirm what you said, or they can be like, no, we've tested for everything. However, if they have tested and you still genuinely think that something is wrong, don't be afraid to go and get another test from someplace else. Because of her speech delay, at one point I thought she was actually on the spectrum for autism. And she's still young, so they're not really going to test her because it was just a speech delay and stuff like that. And she's 3, and now she's about to be 4. I do worry about her attention span. That's something that I'm keeping a close eye on. She's 4. I understand that her attention span ain't gonna be but so long anyway. However, if it continues to happen and it doesn't get better, obviously I'm going to go and seek help to figure out what it is, because when she starts school, I don't want her to be one of those kids who are judged or not treated fairly due to something that I could have helped prevent or something that I could help manage, and really, talk to her teachers about and let them know, like, this is a thing. This is what she goes through. This might be why she isn't paying as much attention. Maybe this is why she's talking a lot. You never know. So I just want to set her up for the best possible, future I can, especially in school. And because she has a little brother, these are things that I'm also watching with him. We are in the process of moving again, so I am slightly worried that she might actually, revert due to us having a long, PCS time frame. However, if we get there and I see that something is not right, or I think it isn't right, I'm on it, okay? Like white on rice. So let's just set these babies up for all the success in the future as possible. And I hope that you guys reach out. If you have any questions, actually, you could ask me in the comment section and I can help the best I can with it. If you have stuck around this long in this video to hear about me and everything that we've done, thank you. If you need any help, like I said, comment down below, and I will see you back here again next week at the same time.